when something is important enough, you do it even if the odds are not in your favor. Persistence is very important. You should not give up unless you are forced to give up. Failure is an option here. If things are not failing, you are not innovating enough. The first step is to establish that something is possible, then probability will occur. I think it's possible for ordinary people to choose to be extraordinary. Work like hell. I mean, you just have to put in 80 to 100-hour weeks every week. I could either watch it happen or be a part of it. People work better when they know what the goal is and why. It is important that people look forward to coming to work in the morning and enjoy working. It is a mistake to hire huge numbers of people to get a complicated job done. Numbers will never compensate for talent in getting the right answer. I think that's the single best piece of advice. Constantly think about how you could be doing things better and questioning yourself. The path to the CEO's office should not be through the CFO's office, and it should not be through the marketing department. It needs to be through engineering and design. You have to be pretty driven to make it happen. Otherwise, you will just make yourself miserable. I always have optimism, but I'm realistic. It was not with the expectation of great success that I started Tesla or SpaceX. It was with a goal of minimizing the probability of the extinction of humanity. I would like to die on Mars, just not on impact. The idea of lying on a beach as my main thing just sounds like the worst. It sounds horrible to me. I would go bonkers. I would have to be on serious drugs. If something is important enough, even if the odds are against you, you should still do it. I do love email. Wherever possible, I try to communicate asynchronously. I'm really good at email. I'm interested in things that change the world or that affect the future and wondrous, new technology where you see it. I would like to allocate more time to dating, though. I need to find a girlfriend. That's why I need to carve out just a little more time. I think maybe even another 5 to 10% more time. I think maybe there are not enough hours in the day. That's probably why. I don't create companies for the sake of creating companies, but to get things done. Really pay attention to negative feedback and solicit it, particularly from friends. Hardly anyone does that, and it's incredibly helpful. I think we have a duty to maintain the light of consciousness to make sure it continues into the future. I think it's very important to have a feedback loop where you're constantly thinking about what you've done and how you could be doing it better. The thing that's worth doing is trying to improve our understanding of the world and gain a better appreciation of the universe and not to worry too much about there being no meaning. You want to be extra rigorous about making the best possible thing you can. Find everything that's wrong with it and fix it. Seek negative feedback, particularly from friends. I think it's very important to have a feedback loop where you're constantly thinking about what you've done and how you could be doing it better. I'm not trying to be anyone's savior. I'm just trying to think about the future and not be sad.